Right, salt. Now, all this basically is, I'm going to use some coarse kind of sea salt, which is this one here. You can use table salt, that gives you a finer kind of grain. The effect that you get with something like this will be like a starry sky, that kind of thing. So it's ideal for backgrounds as well. I used to use it a lot for some of my bird backgrounds once when I first started painting birds. And I still occasionally use salt now. So first thing we need to do is get some colour on there, okay? So I'm going to go straight in with some dark colour, which is that indigo, which I've already got kind of in my palette here ready. So I'm going to pop all this on. So the good thing about having the masking tape on is that you can just take the masking tape off at the end of it, once it's nice and dry though, which it gets nice and dry, and pull the masking tape away from the painting. Don't pull it in towards the painting, otherwise if it does tear, it will tear away, okay? Now this paint would need to be not dry, but you don't want it soaking wet for it to work. So you need it kind of just damp, if you know what I mean. So what we'll do, we'll get some colour on there first. Just initially, just get some colour on there. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to some red. Just because I want to. Just because I can, I'm going to pop some in there. Just a bit of fun. Pop a little bit of red in there. Let's get a little bit more. Just because I can. A little bit around the top. Right, it's starting to go off a little bit now. It's still got a bit of a shine to it, but it's not as quite as much as it was before. I just want to take off a little bit of paint at the bottom where it's running down. So I've still got the board on a very slight angle here. Okay, just lift off with a piece of tissue. That's all I've done. Now, salt crystals. You ready? So this is sea salt, but as I say, if you use table salt, you get some very finer kind of effects. So I'm going to leave this on the paper. Sounds weird, doesn't it? We're using salt on the paper, but the effect is lovely when it dries in. We've got to leave it to dry for a good hour. Depends how warm the room is, obviously, but I think that's plenty on there. Well, a couple more. Why not? Let's get generous with it. Okay, that'll do. Right, we'll let that dry, and we'll see what the effect is like once it's nice and bone dry. Put that one in there. Got a bit of a stray one there. Right, see you in a minute. Right, well the salt one has dried on there now, as you can see, which is really good. And that's dried lovely actually on there. You can see if I just zoom in a little bit for you, hopefully you can focus. You see all the little details in there as well, the way that obviously the heavier grain of salt, the sea salt, tends to leave these lovely big marks in there. So a nice kind of textured effect. Imagine again with that with kind of browns, greens, that kind of thing. So thinking about kind of foliage, background colours. Right, just give it a go and I'll see you again next time.